Hi and welcome to AFTV. I've got Curtis Shaw with me. Bro, we just lost here at the Emirates 2-1 to Brighton. It looked like roles were reversed, especially for their second goal. It was a great second goal from Brighton, and that was the kind of the nail in the coffin for me. But I want to ask you, Curtis, let me start with this. What went wrong today?
I think January came back and bit us today. Because how come we can lose two players and crisis? Straight away, left back and centre mid crisis, and the two players that you signed to give us depth in them two positions, one of them you didn't play him. Where's Nuno Tavares' confidence right now? You signed him, you dragged him off the last two games, your left back's out and you don't play him. So that tells him everything he needs to know. The manager don't rate you, even though he signed him. Lokonga came in today, looked out of his depth. Not all his fault though, you know, because when you come into a team and you haven't been playing and you're short of confidence. He played two number 8s in front of him, Smith Rowe and Odegaard. So when he's in midfield, he's looking around, no one's here. Two men are in front of me. You see their first goal? Trossard, penalty spot, no one near him. No one. Tapping it in. So I always go back to the manager because I say he designed this squad, he built this squad. He's been backed. Yeah, he's made bold choices throughout the season that he stands by. Now listen, if you want to let Aubameyang go, that's fine, right? Some people say he was past his best, whatever. What you can't do is not replace him. That's insane. Because you can't let quality go and bring no one else in. How could you gamble on Lacazette and Eddie Nketiah to get you in the top 4? When Lacazette's got 4 goals, it's April. He hasn't scored since December. Yeah, and Eddie Nketiah hasn't scored a goal this season. Me and you have scored as many as Eddie Nketiah in the Prem. You know what I'm saying? How can you think that's going to get you in the top 4? How did Lacazette play 90 minutes today? How bad does he have to play to get taken off? I know. And then on top of it, Nicolas Pepe's sitting on the bench and Eddie's coming on before him. 72 million. He won us that Wolves game the other week. What's his reward? Sit down, you ain't coming on. Has a good record against Brighton as well, Nicolas Pepe. Yeah, he does. And the thing is, listen, we keep talking about this, we got the youngest squad in the league. You've seen the problem this week with having the youngest squad in the league. They went to Palace, who were streetwise, who were tough. They roughed us up, we couldn't handle it. Let's be honest, today Brighton could have scored 3 or 4. That second goal is like, that's Barcelona. You know what I'm saying? You see, come on, man, they split us open. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you got Josh Kroenke running the club, no experience in football. You got Edu, technical director. He was a glorified travel agent for the Brazil national team. He's in Kia Jarapchin's back pocket. Then you got Mikel Arteta, who was Manchester City assistant manager and got the job. Do you know who Manchester City's assistant manager is now? Yeah, I don't know either. You wouldn't give him the Arsenal job though, would you? No, exactly, and that's what we did. So all you got is a bunch of inexperienced people trying to figure things out. And then when you're trying to figure things out, you make mistakes. And we're seeing mistakes because you look at our squad today and our team today. You got Saliba, you got Guendouzi, you got Torreira, you got Aubameyang, you got Ainsley. All these men have been told you ain't good enough for this process. 2 of them are in the French squad. Do you know what I mean? We ain't got no one else in the French squad. Aubameyang's top scorer at Barca right now. So we actually use January to make our squad weaker than it was before. Who does that? Who does that? When they're in a top 4 race. You're in a top 4 race. Maybe have too many players in the squad. You'll have a few man moaning. But you make sure the club's prepared for that top 4 race. Now, I was looking at the fixture list a week ago and I was like, Palace, Brighton, Southampton, that could be the 9 points before the sticky run turns up. Chelsea and Man United. We've messed up that run already. Chelsea beat Southampton 6-0 today. How good do you think they'll look next week when we go there? They'll turn into prime Real Madrid next week. Ward-Prowse will look like Zidane next week. So at the end of the day, for me, and not everyone agrees with it, a big football club should have an elite manager. This is one of the biggest clubs in the world. Mikel Arteta's tried his best. I'm not going to diss him. He's right for taking the job. Who wouldn't take the opportunity? But he's out of his depth. He's out of his depth. It's not just about coaching, it's your man management, keeping your squad hungry. This guy's looked after like 12, 13 players in this squad. The rest of them kind of get pushed to the side. Pepe, look at the way Pepe's treated by this manager. I hear that. If he gets top 4, is he still out of his depth? If he gets top 4, it's a big if. Do you think he's going to get top 4? Personally, no. Not after what I've seen in the past 2 games. But if he does, is he still out of his depth? If he gets top 4, he deserves more time. I'll give him that. Because to get top 4 from this position now would be a miracle. But what I would say, why in January weren't we ambitious enough to say, do you know what? You've got a chance of getting top 4. Let me make sure you get top 4. There's your striker. Oh,
I think that went down to him. He made the decisions not to panic buy and not to spend the 75. So that is on Arteta again.
The thing I don't get, how's it a panic buy? We knew for over a year that AFCON was coming. He act like AFCON just turned up one day like, raw, I ain't got no midfield. We knew for a year. So why didn't you buy a midfielder? Do you know what I mean? And then the striker, Aubameyang, that whole thing blew up in November. So you tried to get Vlahovic, there was no plan B. Vlahovic was never coming to Arsenal. We're going to do the same thing in the summer with Darwin Núñez. You're going to talk about him every day, News Daily, Darwin Núñez, he'll go somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? So to me, I don't understand why people say, top 6 would have been all right at the start of the season, but things change in football. Tottenham sacked their manager, Man United sacked their manager. Now Tottenham are favourites for top 4 because they got an elite manager through the door. They got 2 new players in January to lift everyone's spirits. Then Kane and Son turned up. And this is painful for me to say. I'm an Arsenal fan bigging up Tottenham. That's madness. But why didn't we show that ambition in January? You can't just let Aubameyang go and say, yeah, he's washed up, but what Lacazette and Nketiah, that's going to get you in the top 4. So we've just had our easier run and we're fumbling the bag. Then we've got to go Chelsea, then we've got to go Tottenham, we've got to go West Ham. How are we going to beat those teams with a striker that don't shoot? 1 goal in 17 games and it was a penalty. And I do not understand why Lacazette was back. Our 2 strikers are out of contract in 6 weeks.
Still playing.
They're probably having conversations with other clubs about moves. They might not even be giving you everything on the pitch. If I see a bad tackle and I've got a little move lined up, I might be like, let me leave that one. I'm not going to be here next season.
I've been there.
So why? Come on, we've been there. So why are you banking on 2 strikers that aren't scoring goals that aren't going to be here next season? People tell me he's changed the culture of the football club. I don't quite see it. I don't quite see it. Because to me, the culture of this football club is to win. We came here to win. We came here to compete with Bayern Munich. Today we lost to Brighton. So I don't understand. We're giving everything as fans. We're paying £1,000 to come here. We're travelling all over the country. They're dropping training kits every other week. Do you know what I'm saying? But where's the players? Where was the ambition? I'm telling you now, we're struggling to hang on for a Europa League spot.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.